Now, while much of the attention at the Texas Capitol right now is on the House Democrats who broke quorum, the Senate Democrats are also doing what they can to fight the proposed congressional map. State Senator Sarah Eckhart, who represents Austin, is in Boston with her colleagues right now. She is joining us live to talk about their efforts. Senator Eckhart, thank you for taking some time to talk with us.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I'm sitting here in Boston Common, right across from the state capitol, where we just met with the governor.
That's what I was going to say. You just got out of a meeting with the governor. We thank you because you rushed out there to talk to us. What did you guys talk about? Tell us how that meeting went.
The meeting went extraordinarily well. The reason why we're up in Boston is we're at the National Association of State Legislatures, so that we can talk with our other legislative colleagues all across the nation and let them know that first it's happening in Texas, but it could be other states next. We've got to stop Trump's redistricting civil war from marching across the states.
We do want to note the Senate was not meeting today, so you all are not breaking any type of quorum. Again, you're not breaking any type of rules. You all are obviously allowed to do what you're doing right now.
We are. We are encouraged to go to the National Conference of State Legislatures, and we're learning a lot while we're here. I had a wonderful experience inside a panel discussion about flood, fire, and extreme weather, and what we can do from a legislative standpoint to address that. And I'm looking forward to doing just that.
Yeah, we should note, though, that important work that you want to pass. You have bills filed related to, the flooding and the flood response. Those things are presumably, though, at a standstill if the House Democrats remain out of the state through the end of this first special session. But do you believe that fight is worth it?
I think that this fight is absolutely worth it. We cannot allow a redistricting civil war to be ignited all across the nation. And with regard to the flooding, we have a lot of important work to do that has frankly been left undone for decades.
Yeah. You mentioned this redistricting. We have seen other state leaders talk about if Texas is able to redraw its maps, they will move forward with redrawing their maps. Talk to us about just the ripple effects of how this could really, truly impact voters all across the country.
Well, this is truly unprecedented, what's happening in the state of Texas. Although we did see this in 2003, we are alone among the states in choosing to do mid-decade redistricting for purely political reasons. No court order, just because we feel like it. If we start seeing states redistricting every 5 years, every 3 years, every 2 years, we will have an incredibly unstable circumstance where voters are disenfranchised on a politician's whim, wanting to have a different collection of voters next year. That cannot be allowed to become the norm in the United States.
And let's talk a little bit about the process. Obviously, the Senate held hearings, all virtual, on the bill. And it was earlier this week, I believe, the end of last week, that the actual bill for the congressional maps was finally filed in, the Senate. Your thoughts on how that is going to advance throughout that chamber, if it's going to advance throughout the upper chamber right now through the rest of this special session?
Well, of course, we did see in the first 2 weeks of the special session a lot of attention paid to virtual hearings without a map. So we were taking comment from the public in general without a map, and overwhelmingly the public testified that they did not want redistricting. They did not want the Texas maps to be rigged in order to give advantage to Donald Trump in the midterm election cycle. They wanted to keep the maps that stable, so that we know what district we're voting in and who the candidates are come this spring. We didn't speak of redistricting at all during the regular session. This has been a smash and grab by the Trump administration that Governor Abbott was more than willing to accommodate.
Yeah, and I should note that bill, just to correct myself, filed just yesterday. Senator, the Senate is set to meet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Are you going to be back in time?
I won't be there tomorrow. We'll be wrapping up here with the National Conference of State Legislatures. But I will be back later on this week. ready and willing to do the work for the people of Texas, not for Donald Trump and his smash and grab redistricting just for midterm advantage.
All right, we'll see you when you get back in Texas. Thank you so much for taking some time out to talk with us.
Thank you for having me.